Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ripoffs only 90s kids will remember. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have been a mainstay in kids' entertainment since the 1980s. What started as an indie comic book grew into 5 TV series, 6 movies, and countless video games. Plus, they just announced another movie reboot. For some reason, Michael Bay is still going to produce that. Okay, but even more impressive is the sheer number of blatant Ninja Turtles ripoffs that popped up throughout the 80s and 90s. Today's investigation, we'll take a look at some of the silliest and craziest Ninja Turtles ripoffs the world has ever seen. One of the earliest and most blatant Turtles ripoffs was Battletoads, an outrageously difficult video game and the bane of many GameStop employees' existence. While it started as a game, the Ninja Turtles comparisons are undeniable. The 3 disgustingly named Battletoads, Rash, Zitz, and Pimple, are led by Professor T-Bird, who is definitely the Splinter of the Battletoads universe. The game did eventually receive the animation treatment in 1992, but never moved any further than the pilot. And honestly, the pilot's pretty messed up. Professor T-Bird here sprays these teenagers with some goo that turns them into toads.
Dave, you're a toad.
Also, the villains dispense themselves out of the Slurpee machine and a bunch of other random appliances. Unlike the Ninja Turtles, the Battletoads could transform back into humans. Good for them. Though the series wasn't greenlit, the game franchise spawned a few sequels and even did a crossover with Double Dragon. They also just announced a 2019 return to the franchise at E3, so keep an eye out for that. If Turtles and Toads are too amphibious for you, you're gonna love this mammalian Ninja Turtles ripoff, the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa, especially if you're into country music. This is your weird Venn diagram. I like country music, I don't like amphibians. I'm gonna live right there, right with the Moo Mesa. In this show, our heroes, Marshall Moo Montana, the Dakota Dude, and Colorado Kid, are anthropomorphic cow people who are also cowboys. Weirdly, they still ride normal horses, so we're not exactly sure how the rules of this universe work. The characters even appeared in the 2003 TMNT series.
We've been transported into some sort of battle scenario. That or a Saturday morning cartoon.
In their show, toads are actually seen as outlaws in some episodes. And if there's one thing we know about Marshall Moo, it's this.
Marshall Moo always gets his horny toad.
What the hell? Can we just move on to the next one? Look, I know that we didn't get to the corrupt sheriff voiced by Joe Piscopo yet. Kids, ask your parents what Joe Piscopo is. Okay, alright, so the sheriff's name is literally Terror Bull, and sometimes he wears a mask to commit crimes. Here's a clip.
This liquid blows up with the slightest bump. Allow me to demonstrate. Ha!
Sweet! Done. Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa ran for 26 episodes in 1992 and 93, and the next series couldn't possibly be as silly. What is it again? Biker Mice from Mars?
It's tail whipping time.
Let's take this rich head down. Hey!
Okay, that was actually pretty dope. That Martian mouse has a bionic arm. Damn. What a badass. Still not exactly sure why anthropomorphic mice came from Mars, but I guess we'll just roll with it. Biker Mice from Mars ran for a whopping 65 episodes in the mid-90s, and they even tried to reboot it in 2006, with much of the voice cast reprising their roles. The pilot of the reboot actually showed the war on Mars that drove the biker mice from their home planet, but lasted only one 28-episode season. Also, the leader of the Biker Mice from Mars, Throttle, is voiced by none other than Rob Paulsen. Watch Talking Tunes on ProjectAlpha.com. Excuse me. Paulsen not only voiced Raphael in the original Ninja Turtles cartoon, he was Donatello in Nickelodeon's 2012 reboot, and he's the voice director for the upcoming Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Dude is a TMNT legend. The next, and possibly most talked about Turtles ripoff, is Street Sharks. This show was bananas, but the toys were totally rad. Just ask Vin Diesel.
Rocky Balboa action. Do.
Thanks, Vin. This series also features teenagers who transform into animal people, this time through a machine called the Gene Slammer. I know Street Sharks just sounds like a cool name for rad sharks, but they also can literally swim through the streets. The villain, Dr. Luther Paradigm, had a metal eye patch and later a giant yellow exoskeleton. A guy named Luther and an exoskeleton? Ever heard of DC Comics? Also, one time Dr. Paradigm Gene slammed himself with a piranha to make this abomination. Dr. Paranoid. You know what's crazy? That wasn't in the script. I remember that his name was Dr. Paranoid because my childhood was awful. The series had plenty of other completely logical creative decisions, like when the Street Sharks traveled back in time and fought dinosaurs, or when this shark person had to wear a scuba suit underwater for some reason. Street Sharks ran for 40 episodes, and it even spun off another Ninja Turtles ripoff called Extreme Dinosaurs, who were different dinosaurs than the dinosaurs that they went back in time and fought earlier. The Extreme Dinosaurs saved the world and played pool together with the Street Sharks in this Street Sharks episode before getting their own series in 1997. And it actually lasted 52 episodes, 12 more than Street Sharks. This series was absolutely insane. The premise revolved around some dinosaurs that not only survived extinction, but were then captured by an alien criminal and mutated in order to take over an alien planet. Believe it or not, Extreme Dinosaurs was pretty woke. The entire goal of the series' villains, the Raptors, was to cause global warming. So essentially the show is about mutated dinosaur people who hate pollution. Hey, they also found the Loch Ness Monster. Pretty extreme! Another short-lived Turtles ripoff is called Rovers, which lasted 13 episodes in the late 90s. This show featured a professor who used his transdogmifier to mutate dogs into Cano sapiens. Yep. Cano sapiens. He chose 5 different dogs for the team, including this insane dog that has to be kept in a straitjacket. Yeah, I actually remember that. They would always unleash him at the end of the episode when they needed to clean things up. It was real fun. The dogs also had this starship that looks like a cross between the USS Enterprise and a Jack Russell Terrier. All of the Cano sapiens were different breeds, and this Doberman had a German accent.
I am ready, Master, to chew on secret-stealing Bartoxes.
Now, I know that the Doberman breed was developed in Germany, but I'm just surprised they didn't go with a German Shepherd. It's in the name. Now that we've covered the dog version of Ninja Turtles, next is the cat version. No, not the Samurai Pizza Cats. That's a whole another thing. No, I'm talking about the Hanna-Barbera produced SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron, which ran for 2 seasons between 1993 and 95. The show was about 2 cat people, Chance T-Bone Furlong and Jake Razor Clausen, who were dishonorably discharged from Mega Cat City's paramilitary. The duo then builds their own jet engine and, based out of their junkyard home, puts justice into their own paws, vigilante style. They even helped fight kaijus and some other villains with pretty possum designs. Strangely, the second season of the series saw a drastic change in animation style, seemingly drawing more anime influence. It really showed. Also, Razor Clausen was played by Barry Gordon, aka Donatello from the original Ninja Turtles. So many connections! While the show only lasted 23 episodes, the creators Christian and Yvonne Tremblay recently raised $140,000 via Kickstarter to reboot the series. So you know that there are fans still out there. Hey, we're still waiting on more info on that. Where you at, Tremblay brothers? The last Turtles knockoff we're going to talk about was actually based on an already established franchise, The Mighty Ducks. After the popularity of the first 2 films and the founding of an actual hockey team in Anaheim, Disney decided their next move would be an animated series about anthropomorphic, crime-fighting, hockey-playing duck people. We can't really argue with that trajectory. That makes sense. Disney, they're ahead of the game. Complete with an absurdly complicated plot that included an alternate universe filled with duck citizens called Puck World, the series really honed in on what made the films popular. You guys catch that sarcasm? No? That was sarcasm. Come on, where you at, Emilio? Emilio! The show did feature that Rob Paulson guy we keep mentioning, as well as another OG Ninja Turtle, Townsend Coleman, who played Michelangelo in the 80s series. But seriously, folks, these cartoons are hyper nostalgic for some people, and they may even be your favorite. But let us know down in the comments which one you like the best. Personally, I have a soft spot for Street Sharks. I even drew my own redesigns of the characters a few years ago, so, somebody please hire me to reboot it. I know, that drawing is pretty jawsome. You don't have to tell me. It's awesome. It's insane how many different series were inspired by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we're even getting a brand new Turtle series later this year, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And hold on before you decide to comment about how the new show is gonna ruin your childhood. Just remember that there are 193 episodes of the original show, 26 episodes of the live action show, 156 episodes of the second animated show, 124 episodes of the very good third animated show, and 6 different movies for you to watch instead. Maybe Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles won't be for you, and that's okay. You've got an insane number of Turtles options to pick from. Don't hate, investigate. And hey, remember that Rob Paulson guy we mentioned multiple times? You should check out his awesome show, Talkin' Toons, over at ProjectAlpha.com. We've already told you about his conversations with the other Ninja Turtles, but if you're jonesing for more TMNT, why don't you check out his convo with some of the TMNT villains? New episodes of Talkin' Toons drop every Friday. As always, thanks for tuning in to Animation Investigation, and please remember to tweet us at Nerdist and at Hector is Funny with all the cartoons you want us to look into. That's gonna close up this case. See you on the next Animation Investigation. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. I am a mice from Mars.